With this sample project and these views, an elevation from the east, an elevation from the south, a floor plan view, and a 3D view, let me introduce three families by Crown Doors Incorporated: the single door, the bifold door, and the motor for these two doors. To place the families which are already loaded, I go to Architecture, Door, and let's say that first I need the single swing door. It comes with only one type, 12 by 12. I go to the floor plan view and simply place the door. If I want the door to open to the opposite side, I simply move the mouse to the opposite side. Suppose that I wanted to open this way. So here's my door in plan view and elevation views and 3D views. At any point, if you want to change the orientation of the door, you can click on the door and use the flip controls like this. Now the door is opening towards the interior side of this wall. Let's reverse that action by using the flip control again. To close the door, you click on the door and find the rotation parameter and set this value to 0 and apply. As soon as you do that, the east or south elevation in this case will show the symbolic lines representing the swing of the door in elevation view. To create another version of this door with different dimensions, you click on the door, then go to Edit Type, then click on Duplicate, provide the new name. Suppose we want a large door which is 40 feet wide by 20 feet high, and let's click OK, and then we change the rough width parameter and the rough height parameter. So let's begin by entering 40 feet for the width and 20 feet for the height. Let's click OK, and we have a 40 by 20 feet door. If the door becomes too large, you might be exceeding the maximum size for the panels in between the mullions, which is 60 inches. If you click on the family and if you read the instance parameters, you will see that there is a warning about that dimension being too wide. In this case, the vertical spacing is almost 9 feet 9 inches, and the horizontal spacing is also exceeding the 60 inches. So you can change the number of vertical mullions until these two parameters say OK. Suppose that the number of vertical mullions is, let's make it 8. Now the vertical spacing is OK. Now let's change the value of the horizontal mullions to be 4. Now both dimensions are within the limits. To place the motor for this door, you either go to Systems, Mechanical Equipment, or from the project browser, Families, Mechanical Equipment, Motor for single or bifold crown doors. Click on the name of the family, right-click, Create Instance, place on vertical face, and you can place the motor close to the door, or you can place it far away from the door. The family contains an electrical connector, and you can connect the motor to an electrical panel. To place the bifold family and use its features is a similar sequence of steps. Architecture, door. In this case, let's click on the bifold 12 by 12 and let's place the door in this wall, and then let's place the motor, systems, mechanical equipment, and this is the motor for this other door. At any point, you can change the size, close the door, change the rotation, etc. And you can see your families in a realistic mode and apply different materials for the mullions and for the panels in between the mullions. In addition to the single and bifold doors, now we have another new model, the 50/50. Architecture, door. This is the new 50/50 door, and I am going to place it right here in the model. As you can see, the initial setting is to have the door open, and the size is 14 by 14 feet. If you need a different size, simply click on the door, go to Edit Type, Duplicate, provide a new name, and then change the dimensions of rough width and rough height, similar as we have described in the previous parts of the video. The door comes open, fully opened, which is actually some 87 degrees, not 90. Even if you enter 90, the maximum is 87. If you need to close the door, simply select the door and find the rotation of door parameter and set this to 0 and apply. In the elevation views, you will see the symbolic lines representing the swing of the door. And when the door is open, suppose I open it 45 degrees, there is a projection of the opening on the floor, same as in the previous families. If at any point you don't want to see that projection, you can click on the family and turn off the show projection of door swing in plan. To close the door again, you can change this parameter back to 0. Well, so now we have three types. Remember, for each of these doors you need the motor. So in this case, if I need a motor for this new door, I can load the family, or if it is already loaded, I can do create similar, for example, and place it close to the door like this. In addition to the Revit families shown in this video, in 2017 we have added a new family for a motor that controls doors and windows. Let me find that family and load it into this sample project. I will place it on face on this wall to control this door, for example. That new The new motor contains an electrical connector with the same properties as the motor that we used before.